There is no delete button. Once project data, drawings, or specifications get typed into public AI tool, it's out there. You don't get a do-over. All right, I appreciate y'all taking the time today, and I'm going to hit you with one simple idea, and it's the whole reason we're here. Your team is already typing sensitive company and production data into public AI tools. That's not theory, that's happening today. And here's the part that most people don't realize, or a lot of people just don't want to believe. And again, that's your team is already using AI. Whether you think they are or whether you think they're not, every company that I've been to where we've done an audit, somebody on that team is using AI. They're going to ChatGPT, they're going to Claude, they're already pasting in emails, plans, specs, all of that. They're trying to move faster. They're trying to keep projects on schedule. They're not doing anything maliciously. They're not purposely doing anything maliciously or anything to hurt the company. They're just trying to keep up with deadlines and coordination. But the tools they're using, they were built to scrape the internet and train on every data, every word that they get, on absolutely everything. They're designed to train it. They weren't built with your project risk, contractual obligations, or liability exposure in mind. So today is not about if AI is coming. That ship sailed a long time ago. Today is about control. How do you let your team move faster without putting your projects, your firm, or your reputation at risk? That's what we're fixing to walk through together. There's three things, clear and simple. First, why public AI is a real risk right now. Not a year from now, not when regulations or industry standards catch up. I'm talking right now, inside projects just like yours. And no, you're not too small to steal from. Second, how to give your team a better option. We don't want to shut down AI because that doesn't work. You need something your team will actually use and something that won't put your project, your deadlines, or your client commitments at risk. And third, we're going to show it to you live. It's my favorite part. We're going to get out of the slides. We're not going to talk theory about how to use AI. I'm going to show you how I use it on a day-to-day basis and how you can too. We're going to walk through an actual AI setup built for how I work and how you can work. You're going to see what it looks like in the real world, and I'm excited about that. So by the end of this, you're going to know, hopefully, two things: where your risk actually is today and what a controlled, managed version of AI looks like for your projects. That's my goal. That's the goal of this webinar. So let's go. Let's ride. Already talked about it, right? Your team's already typing sensitive company and production data into public AI tools. No, that's not theory. That's happening. You can argue about it. You can deny it and put your hand into the sand, but that's what's happening today. And here's the problem no one's talking about, or not enough about, I should say. If you ask ChatGPT if it's secure, it's going to tell you yes, and it will tell you yes all day long. Ask it twice, you get the same answer twice. But real security isn't what the chatbot claims. Real security comes to three things, and this is what you can ask it and if it's real. These three things are called AAA, and that's authentication, authorization, and auditing. Who got access? What were they allowed to see? And what actually happened? That last one, auditing, that's where all the LLMs like ChatGPT and Claude falls apart. If you can't produce a report, if you can't show what data went in, who sent it, and what came back, you can't prove you're secure. Doesn't matter what the marketing of AI says. The tools your team's using right now, they can't give you that, and they won't give you that. And this happens more than you think. Samsung learned it the hard way. 3 engineers pasted proprietary semiconductor code into ChatGPT. 3 times in 20 days trying to debug it. That went straight to OpenAI servers, straight into their training data. Now, Samsung didn't find out until they audited. They audited, they audited, found their code there, and they banned ChatGPT company-wide. Now, here's the kicker. 65% of their own people in leadership had already flagged security concerns, but nobody in management or leadership followed through. They can stop it going forward, but they can't delete what's already sent and what's already there. There's no delete button when it comes to AI. Once it's gone, it's gone. Once it's out there forever. That's the gap. And that gap turns into project data exposure, turns into coordination breakdowns, it turns into liability and real liability when something goes wrong. And this is what keeps people up at night. This is why people are not adopting AI. Honestly, it should. Because without control, you're just hoping it's secure, and hope ain't a strategy. What you actually need is ownership. You need to control where your AI runs, how your data gets handled, and how every interaction gets tracked. That's where managed AI changes the game. And yeah, I know changes the game really came back because of AI, but it's true. Managed AI is completely different than what you're using today if you're using ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. Because now you don't have to wonder what's happening, you can prove it. Okay, so let's make this real for a second. I want you to look at this list. I want you to be honest with yourself. Some of you have compliance, some of you don't. The ones that do, this is a really important slide for you. Can you answer yes to every one of these? Not, I think so, or not a vendor told me. I mean, can you prove it? Or can your vendor prove it if you ask them? Can you prove your AI keeps project data, drawings, and specifications inside your security boundary? Can you prove you got audit logs ready if somebody asks for them? Can you prove every output can be traced back to a specific user and a prompt? Because that's what matters. Not what the tool says, what you can show. That's right here in this checklist. This is the standard that you're being held to, whether you realize it or not. That's the gap that managed AI solves. We're not guessing, we're not hoping, we're building something you can actually defend. So if the last slide is the standard, here's how we meet it. First, zero data retention. Your project's data, drawings, specifications are not being fed back into some external model. It's not training anything. It stays yours, period. That's the guarantee of the AI managed platform. Second, data boundary. Your data stays inside your environment. It doesn't leak out. It's encrypted. It's segmented. It's controlled the same way the rest of your systems and documentation should be. And third, and this is a big one, and that's audit logs. It's not marketing language, not we take security serious. I'm talking actual logs that we can provide to you. That's the difference between saying you're secure and hoping you're secure and proving it. Fourth, independent audit controls. So I'm talking SOC 2 Type 2. This is the biggest security, it's the gold standard. It's no education is required by vendors. They know what it is. You don't have to explain what SOC 2 is to an auditor. It fits into a framework that's already trusted, that's already the standard. And finally, managed rollout. Most firms don't fail at AI because the tech doesn't work. They fail because nobody owns it. There's no training, there's no structure, there's no adoption plan. You just turn it on and say, use it. That's where we come in. Some of y'all might already be doing this now. Some people are using it and saying, hey, I want you to learn this, but they're not given anything to learn it or showed how. That's what we're here for. We configure it, we deploy it, we support it. You're not left trying to figure this out in the middle of a deadline or a project crisis. You're not trying to figure out on top of your everyday activities. Yes, you have to learn it, but you have somebody that you can go to for help. So you go from guessing to control. You can control your managed AI and how you roll it out to your team. So once again, we're going from hoping to proving. And that's why managed AI wins. Okay, so let's get real world tactical when it comes to AI, because that's what you have to think. Some people like, what do I keep human? What do I hand off to AI? So these things stay human owned. Any final advice and judgment, that's always human owned. Client conversation and issue resolution, project decisions and sign off, anything where trust, context, or real world impact matters, AI can't do that. That's your job. AI can help you do your job better. It can prepare you to do a great job. But at the end of the day, it's your name, it's what you're putting out there. You have to be what you might hear everybody call human in the loop. AI is not replacing you, it's just another tool to help you do your job more efficiently and stronger. Now, these are the things you can hand off to AI: summarizing notes and meetings, drafting emails and project updates, comparing documents, specs, and revisions. I love it for that. It does an amazing job because it can go out and get exactly what's needed. It does that where you can see it side by side. It's amazing. It does a great job at pulling key facts from approved sources, creating drafts of all kinds of documents, not just email, but you need to review those. So here's what happens when you hand off the wrong thing to AI. One of those things is an engineer asks ChatGPT to update these specs to current standards. AI comes back confident. It formatted those perfect spec numbers and references. One problem is the specs numbers don't exist. AI hallucinated them. So the contractor bids on it. You bid on it, you get to the site, and guess what? It's wrong. You're already in trouble. It's AI sounded right, but you didn't go to prove it. You always have to look at AI and see, is this right? So you can do some things by prompting correctly, using certain tools to help you verify things, but you should never just trust AI right out of the box. You have to verify that before it comes to a customer. Y'all might have seen some stuff like this where designers are starting to use AI to design certain things. I've found a story where somebody tried to design some sort of copper sink, and they took it to a manufacturer after the client got approval for it. Well, they looked at it and found out, well, the bowl's too shallow, and something that everybody knows that may be common, even I who have no idea about manufacturing or construction or designing, there was no drain in the actual sink. AI created something visually perfect, but it ignored the physics. It ignored water flow. It ignored fabrication reality. So you have to have somebody that's detail oriented that can look at those images before they just send to a client and say, yeah, that's not going to work. It can help you create the images and give you an idea of what you want to design and idea that out. But the final product should be something that you're creating and that you're looking at and you're managing, not just I'm going to hand this to AI and go away. AI, that's not what AI, that is not what AI is for. AI is powerful, but it doesn't replace people. And everybody's finding, companies who have tried to do this are finding this out very quickly. AI doesn't replace people. It supports people. It gives people almost an assistant, but it doesn't replace them. It just makes them more efficient. And the people that are using AI, this is how they win. They don't use AI everywhere for everything. They use AI in the right places to make their work easier, faster, and more efficient. So far, we've talked about risks, control, and where AI fits. So let's shift gears. So most firms don't struggle with AI because of security. A lot of them either don't care or they're like blind to it. But there's besides security, There's 5 hidden costs of AI adoption. It's stuff that doesn't show up on a pricing sheet. Here's what I see over and over again when I'm talking with people about AI adoption. Firms start experimenting with AI. It's a tool here, another one here. Everybody's got their own favorite one. You might have some people on Claude, some people on ChatGPT, some people on Gemini, and they're not talking to each other. They just have a company card and they're going. And so suddenly you've got 5 different subscriptions. You have no clear policies and no idea what you're getting out of it. And that's what we're going to walk through next. We're going to walk through these 5 hidden costs that show up when AI adoption isn't managed. We're going to go through subscription sprawl, training time nobody planned for, adoption that never sticks, data risk creeping in, vendor lock it down the road. And I'll tell you right now, most teams, most companies are underestimating every single one of these costs. Now, here's what subscription bleed actually looks like. I said it, you've got ChatGPT over here, Claude over there, maybe Gemini, maybe Perplexity. All these AI tools move so fast. So people just keep adding more tools, more AI, more AI. So little charges, I think, is $20 here, 25 there. It doesn't feel like much until you start adding up everything your team's using. And then there's a problem is they're siloed. Sally's got her ChatGPT, Mac's got his Claude. They can't share prompts. They can't build on each other's work. It's just individual people using individual tools. Managed AI changes that. It's one platform, it's one policy, it's one bill. Except now it's not this person gets ChatGPT and that person gets Claude. Your entire team gets every LLM in this managed AI. That's 71 different models. They pick what works for that task, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, all in one place. And because it's shared, your workflows, your agents, your prompts, they're built once and used and can be used by the whole team. Departments can collaborate easier. So these use cases that you build will spread. Your knowledge starts compounding. It's not one person learning, it's your team learning together. You're not paying for 5 separate subscriptions that nobody shares. You're paying for one platform that your entire team can use. Now, here's the time tax that nobody plans for. Every new tool needs onboarding. Somebody's got to figure out, somebody's got to teach it. That time never shows up in the ROI spreadsheet, but it's real. And here's what happens. Sally learns ChatGPT, Mike learns Claude. Neither one can help each other. They just repeat the same learning curve over and over. Managed AI solves this. Real IT deploys it. Real IT trains your team. You don't figure this out in the middle of a deadline. We're there from day one. It's one platform, one rollout, one team that knows how to use it. There's also, adoption failure. And here's what it looks like. You got too many tools. There's scattered access. There's no clear policies. So staff doesn't know which one they're supposed to use. So they default back to what they know. Spreadsheets, email chains. They just go back to the old way because nobody's trained them on the new way. There's no visibility. There's no control. Managed AI solves it. It's a one company approved platform. But here's the key. You're not forcing everybody to just one LLM. Your whole team, again, gets 71 different models. I'm going to go over this and show you in our lab what that looks like. They're able to pick what works for them. Maybe they like Claude because it sounds more human. Maybe they like ChatGPT because they've been using it for a long time. You can import your memory into this platform, so it's like they never left in a lot of ways. Maybe it's Gemini, it's whatever. They can use all of these tools in one place. And it's under one policy, it's under one platform, it's one security boundary. Now, everyone's got options. Everyone's got access. There's no more shadow IT because there's something there they can use and that they like. There's no rogue subscriptions. And for leadership, there's no guessing anymore. They know what's allowed, what's not, and what they're paying for. It's one platform. It's full visibilities. No defaults back to the old way. We are helping your whole team adopt AI. Uh, so next we have data risk. And here's where the risk hides. When there's no written rules on which tools staff can use and what data they can use it with, if there's no policy on what's okay to paste into ChatGPT, there's no guidance on customer info, production schedules, proprietary designs, you're just hoping that things are secure. And I'm sure everybody's heard that term that hope is not a strategy. This is a compliance gap that's there. And when it gets found by an audit or a customer or a breach, then you're explaining why you didn't have controls in place. Managed AI fixes it because we're going to help you with AI usage policies. Those are included. They're written. So you get them aligned with your data handling. Then your team just signs it, no exceptions. So your audit's ready, it's logged, it's traceable. You have clear rules, it's real accountability, and it's no guessing. Now, here's a trap that nobody sees coming, especially with AI. It's going so fast. If you pick one LLM, and that's large language model, you hear me talk, that's ChatGPT, that's Claude, that's Gemini, are the big ones. Uh, when you pick one and you start building your workflows around and you train your team, 2 months later, what if that model's outdated? There's a new one, a better, a cheaper, faster. But you're stuck in that one LLM. You can't switch without rebuilding everything, so you pay premium prices for yesterday's tech. Our managed AI platform solves it because it has 71 different LLMs in one platform. So you're not locked into one model. So you're able to ride this AI wave. A simple task, you drop it to a lower cost model. It works just as well, but your tokens, because that's where things get expensive, your tokens stretch further. Complex problems, then you can spin up the latest release in your premium model. You use the most cutting edge LLM. So you're moving with AI, not behind it, not reacting to it. You're actually flowing with it. No more listening to influencers shouting, Claude is dead, ChatGPT is cooked. You pick what works for the task that you're working on right now, that day, that project. You have portable workflows, you have open integration, and your data moves with you. You own your AI strategy, not the other way around. This is this slide. I'm not going to hide away from it. Let's go. Look, this is where everything comes together because at some point, this turns into a cost conversation. What does it cost? Is it worth it? I'll tell you straight, that's the wrong question. The real question is, what is it costing you to keep doing things the old way? Your team is already doing the work. They're just doing it slower. Manually pulling together drawings, specs, and revisions, writing the same emails and project updates, coordinating across teams, documents, and systems. This adds up really fast, especially that specs and revisions, the comparison. That times it adds up. And here's where it gets real. We take something that used to take 2 or 3 hours, and our job and our goal is to get it down under one. That's 1 to 2 hours back. Multiply that across your team, across active projects every week, and you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars in recovered time before you even count the fewer errors, fewer reworks, and smoother coordination. It's not about buying AI. It's about removing the mundane that's slowing your team down every day. And most of the people we work with, they start seeing this inside the first 90 days. Not because technology and AI is magic, because the work was already there. We're just doing it smarter. They're doing it smarter. I mean, growing up, my dad used to tell me all the time, work harder. Don't work, sorry, don't work